And the worst one, I can't say it right here. I can't. A lot of people are envious in the fact that certain people get this amount of opportunities. Like,
and I've noticed is like these newer photographers are so stuck on gear. You need to practice. You need to learn lighting. Welcome back to another episode of Shutter and Chill. I'm your host Justin Cruz, joined today by my fantastic co-host Ruben Rodriguez. Ruben, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Well, right now it is a beautiful weekend. It'd be a weekday when you guys see this. You guys are also seeing this as episode 3. We had just dropped episode 1 of the Shutter and Chill podcast, and the support so far has been amazing. A lot of shares, a lot of comments. We do it for you. We also do it for the ad revenue, but put you guys first.
We're not even there. We're not even there.
Wishful thinking.
But yeah, other love's been super dope, bro. We got a lot of shares surprisingly on the Instagram. We just dropped on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, so we'll see how those go, and kind of adjust from there. But it's been a fun experience so far. Coming from season 1, just everyone's saying the quality is just 100% better, and that's kind of what we were striving to do in this is bring the quality. Bring the guest, bring everything to the table, and I think so far we're doing a pretty good job.
I think it's great. I think it's a good Christmas gift for the viewers, for me, and we're also dropping on Spotify, so I'm excited to be on everybody's Spotify rap next year. Speaking of which, who's your top artist if you're a Spotify user? Apple Music.
My Spotify is everywhere. It's actually Bad Bunny. It's Bad Bunny.
Same. Well,
is it?
We're both Puerto Rican, so it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Oh, I got the.
He dropped that new album, so we went crazy.
The father
with it.
of Puerto Rican independence on the shirt.
Is that Mark Anthony?
Pedro Abisu Campos. They have a similar vibe. Maybe he has some kids he got to answer for.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, tap in. Love it.
Yeah, I had like 365 genres. Like we couldn't tell what your vibe was, but you had hella genres.
Yeah, and we also have hella work, hella project. I know right now. Well, at the time of recording, it's about 7 a.m. on a Sunday, which I'm not blue collar. I'm not a hard worker. This is very rare for me. My eyes are upside down. I'm on my second cup of coffee already. And
make another one.
After the pod. And I was up until about like 1:30 a.m. about 4 or 5 hours ago. Just editing, I got a short film project coming up with one of my classmates. It's like an avant-garde gothic cooking show. We're getting weird. Tap into the Ruben Films YouTube channel, a little side plug. And you'll see my style, how I do it. But you're doing things that are a little bit more professional on your side, actually getting paid.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't even know. I think I'm just really taking the role of Cruz Creative Co. To the next level. Like Friday, I did a video, which is normal, photos, videos for me. But Saturday, I went ahead and started recording an audiobook for someone. Which is interesting. It's not as easy as it sounds. You'd be surprised. I think once I got in the flow of things, it like became a little bit easier. But there was just a lot of like issues with mic and things like that. Like for some reason, my mic would just stop working. Like we'd be recording, and then like I'd get like a loud beep in my headphones, and then it would stop, and then I'd have to sit there, unplug, go through my settings, do all this like extra stuff, and then like I would get it back working, and then she'd start reading again, and like her voice was 10 times deeper, and I'm like, I didn't change any settings, like what's going on? And I kind of I started ChatGPT, and I figured out it was like the gain of the microphone. If it started to go too high, GarageBand will like tweak the sound to make it deeper. It'll change the tone. It'll do all that. So once I figured that out, we got through at least chapter 1, so it's something we're gonna be ongoing. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. But enough about us. Today we got a crazy guest, all the way from LA. Today's guest is a creative powerhouse who's been shaping the culture from LA to Tokyo. They work with the Williams twins on ASAP Rocky's Puma AWG collab, and partner with icons like Pro Club, FB County, Fubu, American Eagle, Dennis Rodman, Apparel, Glow Gang, Sprinkles, Loose Leaf, and more. They've hosted 3 fashion shows, including a cross-cultural event featuring 15 plus Chicano and Japanese brands with over 500 people. Their work has been featured in major magazines in Mexico and Tokyo. With over 2 million views this year, please welcome a true storyteller, a community builder, and one of the most creative voices in the scene today, Ricardo Terrones, aka Suave Shoots. Is it Suave or Suave?
Suave.
Mente. Pésame. Oh, Ricardo, welcome in, bro.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good, good. How you been, man?
Good, good. Just been grinding, working.
Yeah, we've been watching, man. We've been watching, see you working, doing a bunch of different projects all over, bro. You've been busy. And you've only been doing this for a year?
Yeah, about a year and a couple months. Yeah, a couple change.
That's crazy. So before you joined in, we went over some of the crazy things you've done this year, from working with different people to hosting your own events and things like that. What kind of led you down this road of photography?
Damn, that's a good question. So it all started off when my first ever like casting call. It was on Instagram Threads. It was when it first came out, and I put like, "Who wants a free photo shoot?" And after that, I got over 100 DMs the next morning, and it all ended up falling into fashion one way or another. All these creative shoots, I never did photography before any of this, so I didn't know what editorial shoot was. I didn't know like any creative shoots. I didn't know anything about high fashion, but I really fell in love with it. So once I started doing these all high fashion and creative shoots, I'm like, I want to keep doing this because it's so fun. It's like so creative, and yeah.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do a great job. And what was that initial like? Let me even buy a camera, and start messing around.
Man, bro, so I broke my shoulder when I was playing college football, and so I went down this rabbit hole of just depression, and I bought a camera, and it basically led to just photography. Just like I fell in love with pictures, all the landscapes, and literally last second I was like, let me just do it. Like, who wants a free photo shoot? Maybe it just leads somewhere, and then it led me down this path.
Dude, that's fire. So you started doing the free photo shoots, and how did you lead to where you are today? You know, working with brands and hosting your own events where you do your own shoots and getting connected with all that. How did those free photo shoots right there lead you into magazines and lead you like how did you go along that path?
So crazy enough, bro, when I started doing all these free shoots, all the people I met really became my friends. So if you go back to like all my early shoots and like the first ones, I still shoot with those same people, and they got me connected one way or another. And when I'd be posting and I go on my explore page, I would see just like dope ass work and dope photographers, and I would just comment like fire, like amazing work, and just take that as inspiration. And later, those people, like those big accounts that I would comment and save, they would follow me back, and then we would meet up in person, and then they would just put me on, put me on, put me on. So everyone I met as a creative, I met them all through online. We all just became great friends, and I've always just been putting on, and then I always put them on too. So it just led down like I scratch your back, you scratch mine, and yeah.
I think that shows like the true power of like networking, the importance of networking, and how like meeting one person just leads into this whole meeting other people, getting connected, and doing other things that you didn't even expect you would be doing, and especially in a year's time is crazy to me. I've been doing it for about almost the same amount, a year and a couple months. I've been doing this. Nowhere near the experience and being able to do the things that you have done, but I think it's super cool that through networking and through growing, you've been able to do that. What's been like the most challenging thing this year for you?
I would probably say just not getting burnt out, you know. So when I was first starting, I was doing like 5 shoots a week and just like grinding them out. And then it got to a point I was so burnt out, I didn't have any ideas at that time. And I was like, I need to take a break. And then whenever I tried to take a break, something would always pull me back in to just
Yeah.
keep working, keep doing this. And so I think that's the hardest part, just in this industry in general, is just not getting burnt out. Like, since you're always working, you don't want to miss an opportunity. You're always on the move. So I feel like
Hmm.
that's pretty challenging.
And speaking of being burnt out, how do you feel like you manage stress and being burnt out when you're constantly on the go?
I don't, bro. Like, I'm stressed right now. What you mean? When it gets really bad, honestly, I just tell everyone, I'm like, I'm not doing shoots. I'm gonna do that, or like I just like complain on my story about it. Like like, I'm not doing no more shoots. Only paid.
Yeah.
But other than that, I try to take little breaks here and there, stay in the house, bed rot for a bit, and then once I finally feel like, hey, let's get back to it, I just go out, do a casting call, and then yeah.
What was yeah? So you've done a lot this year. What was like your favorite memory of this year? What was your favorite experience of everything you've done?
I'm not gonna lie, the first ever fashion show I did, it was in Chino. Uh, it was in Chino with my buddy Nasty West, and it was after the fact that when we initially did our first project, it was a red carpet for OG Family. It didn't really work out the way we wanted it to, and so I pulled him aside after. I'm like, bro, let me do this shit, bro. Like, if I do this shit, like, we can for real have something. We worked so hard. We got over, like, we did a photo exhibition, a red carpet, and a fashion walk, and we had like over like six to eight lowriders.
Hmm.
And like, I didn't think anyone was gonna show up. I didn't think that many cars were gonna show up, but people showed up. The walk was amazing. I met dope ass videographers, Reese and Silva, and like, I was drinking, I was having fun, I was with my friends. I was like literally looking around. I'm like, damn, I really just did this. So that'd be like easily like my favorite memory of this year.
When you sit back and you look at what you put together, what is that feeling really like? What does that feel to you? Is it emotional? Like, are you proud of yourself? Like, how are you feeling in that moment?
So in the moment, I'm like, bro, can this be over already? I'm so stressed. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, finally, it's all over. It's like, it's cool, bro. I'm like, I'm stress free now because my last ever show, I was up and down, mad as hell, like stressed as fuck. But like, once it was finally over in like couple days, I get to like let it marinate. I'm like, I really just did that. I'm like, cool, cool.
Yeah, I think that's like the most dope thing is when you pull something off that's big and you like sit back, or even small, just making these accomplishments and seeing that at least what you're doing and what you're stressing about and putting all that work in is it's like an eye opener. You're like, wow, this is actually paying off. This feels good. Even though maybe in the moment it sucks, you're sitting here working late nights and long days, and you're just like, damn, I want this to be over. But sitting back and it's like it almost hits you like, wow, I'm making a change. I'm able to influence people, and it's not only yourself because now you have all these people that get to experience what you created. It's pretty dope. So you've hosted your own events. What, three, four,
Yeah, three.
three fashion shows? Um, and then you've also worked with some big names. Tell us a little bit about that.
Um, well, in the at least, so I'll start from the biggest. So the biggest ones I've worked with was with ASAP Rocky's brand Og. So I got connected with the Williams twins through my lowrider connect. So they they saw they said they needed some lowriders. I swiped up. Like, they get so many DMs, and once I got connected with them, like, hey bro, can you bring a couple cars around? I'm like, yeah. So I got two lowriders for the ASAP Rocky and Og collaboration with Puma with the Williams twins. So that's a big one. I did some specs for Pro Club for Pro Club, American Eagle. I'm trying to think right now. Fubu and Dennis Rodman Apparel. So,
You also did Chief Keef, right?
oh yeah, so he was at my last it wasn't Glow Gang, his brand was at my last fashion show too. It was the third one, so we had them in a little corner. They propped up, they styled everything, bro. It was
Um, out of those, what was like your favorite memory, and what was your worst?
so out of those, I would say the ASAP Rocky one because when he reposted like what the twins posted and like I saw my work on his story, I was like, wow. I was like tripping out. I'm like, no way. I'm like, I really just like put that together. I'm like, that's crazy. And the worst one, I can't say it right here. I can't. I can't. Due to working with a lot of people, I will never bash anyone online because if it's like if it was bad, I'm gonna talk to you in person about it. But
Yeah.
nah, I can't even say the worst one. That's
All right.
Um,
I guess along the lines in terms of the bad, how do you navigate those situations, right? Because you're working with these big brands, these big people, and like reputation carries you a long way. So like, how do you navigate those difficult situations and still keep like a positive face in the industry?
so when working with these people it's not even the brand. It's just like whoever like is in charge of that at that moment. So it becomes a slippery slope. So once you realize what's happening and like who's like using you for what, they're gonna if you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. And once I realized that, you can rarely do three things. You can just like get what you need from that and then just walk away. You can talk to them straight up or you can do the less professional thing and just crash out about it. But it it just depends on the moment, really, and like what you really feel. Because I'm a very straight up person. Like if I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you about it. Like,
mhm.
but that's how I feel like I move about it. Like if I ever have a problem with it, I'm just gonna come straight up to you, like in person, be like, hey, bro, let's get some food or something. Let's talk, and then yeah, just handle it right there.
Generous. He say, "Let's get some food."
Yeah. I'm not paying though. What the I'm gonna finesse my way some free food.
Shit. So I'm getting paid. Uh, oh man. So when you went and had to have you actually ever had to sit down and stop someone and be like, "Yo,
Yo, 100% all the time.
yeah," and how is
It
that
happened like yeah,
reaction? Is
because
it good? Is it bad?
if it's like a person I don't know, I usually don't sit down with them. But if it's
Hmm.
a person I do know and like we're working on a project together and like we don't see eye to eye, I'm like gonna be like, bro, let's sit down, let's talk about this. It's never on some like fuck you. It's on some like
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
figure this shit out. But I haven't gotten to like a fuck you moment yet. I hope I don't get to that.
Yeah. You always hope, but there's always that chance, you know?
Yeah, the bigger you
Um,
get, right?
yeah, especially working with so many people. You're I mean that's the business we're in, right? You know, you got to deal with people. You got to deal with the good, you got to deal with the bad. You know, it is what it is working with people. Um but yeah, so one thing about you is you have a very unique style
Mhm.
compared to other photographers. How did you build this, style?
So that's funny you say it because I just rebranded like a couple of days ago.
Okay.
But when I first like came up with the borders and the watermark, I was still playing ball at the time. I wasn't really posting any models, all that. But I would see the sports photographers. They would post like a white border. They would post like a little watermark. And I thought that was so sick. I'm like, bro, what? And so I kept that in mind. And then once I finally started photography, I'm like, bro, I don't see anyone else do it. But besides the sports photographers, I'm like, white borders, watermark, let's get it. And so it kind of grew into that. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And I liked it for the beginning because I was like, no one else looks like this, and like I still got fire pictures with the borders and the watermark. But then recently, literally last week, um, I was like, if I want more brands to like repost my stuff or like even accept the collaboration, I gotta take out the watermark and white borders. So if you look at my page right now, everything's gone except for like my last one shoot.
You
But
deleted it?
no, they're all archived. They're all archived, so they're
Oh,
still there. They're there, but like I'm gonna
I was
repost
say.
all the work again, and it's just gonna take me some time just to rebrand and rebuild. So the only shoot that's up is my latest one I did for Adidas. It's a spec ad for Adidas. I did a video and a photo shoot for them. And yeah, that's the only shoe up right now. But like within like the next month, you'll see all the old ones come back.
How do you feel? So our first guest, Sam, he talked about the importance of how like your feed looks. Do you feel the same way?
A
That
hundred percent.
photos, videos, and the way you present your like Instagram and social medias is super important when it comes to brands.
100%, because you want when someone looks at your page and with anyone, they're gonna look at your top post first because it's like, oh, let me see their work. Because everything with like Instagram and social media, you have such a like a small like what's it? What's the word for it? Help me out. Help me out.
Small,
Attention
small.
span. Attention span.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like you're always swiping, you're always looking at the next thing. So you want your best work at the top, even or maybe even like it just depends. There's your best work that you think you have, or there's the work that it's popping, like it has the most views, the most like comments, everything. So
Mm-hmm.
you want that at the tippity top. So when people look at you, they know, oh, he got motion, oh, he got fire pictures, oh, he knows this person, oh, he did this, you know. So that's the most important thing you should have on your grid.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, what would you say? How do you build that?
So when I had mine, I put my best work, so like my biggest brand work, I put the second most known brand work in my city, in my areas, because people know that brand. And then
Mm-hmm.
I put my most popular post. So I put the ASAP Rocky one, I put the FB County one, and then I put my most popping work that had 150K views for it was in a lowrider event in Santa Ana.
Gotcha. Yeah, so like when we talked to Sam, he was basically breaking down like even the grids, have to correlate. Like things like that where you pick a either three grids of his example that I took from him was like you put a scroll, you put a reel, you put a scroll. So you have them, you know what I mean? And you keep it connected. That way it looks kind of uniform when it goes up.
He low key just put me on low key. I'm gonna use
Yeah,
it.
that's so that's like because you say you're rebranding yourself, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to shift my audience and also build that correlation. Because I was looking at my page the other day, and I was like, yo, this kind of looks like a mess. Like I got one shoot here, and then it's all the way down here, and then it's like it's just everything's everywhere. Um, so definitely something super dope. It was like if you have a three grid photo video, and especially because scrolls I think are popping right now, so you got to do the scrolls. Um, so that's a big thing. But switching back to your style and how you do things, what even like inspired that? How did you get into the look that you know you have in your photos? I don't even know how would you describe it because I don't really know. To me, it's like kind of like uh what is it like the old school like kind of look to it. You know what I mean? How would
It
you
has like a
describe your
little
look?
like retro, a little retro look to it. Cause like it
Yeah.
just when I first started, I had this lens filter from Prism FX lens, and I
Mm-hmm.
would have this dreamy vibe to it. So when it's a creative shoot, I'd have like any flare of like anything that's lit up, just flare it out like with jewelry or like even with their eyes, like with a specific light. So it would look really dreamy for that. And then when I go with like brand shoots or like other creative shoots where I don't use a filter, I go with high flash or I go with natural light, and it brings out like a really retro look and like sometimes grainy and like very colorful that it pops out more. Like kind of like I want to compare it to like a comic book a little bit with the
Mm.
colors.
Do you feel like you grabbed inspiration from like comic books?
Fuck no, I never read a comic book in my life. But I just I just be seeing them. I looked at the comparison. I'm like, it looks the same shit.
That's what we're gonna go with. This is what it looks like.
Yeah. And
Shit.
for some of the viewers that may have missed the pre-rebrand Suave, uh, when I was looking through your old feed, uh, I was scrolling. I felt like one of your main themes was that really spoke to me, and Justin as well. We're all Latino here. Is like this sense of identity and like this strong like Chicano-ness? Like, do you think that? And you're obviously from Cali, so do you think like that influence plays a big part in how you shoot and what you shoot?
Definitely yes, because without the culture, without my community, I wouldn't be here right now. So, uh, when they introduced me more into the community and talk with more new people, with like educating me about the culture, educating me about the cars, like what they wear, and with everything that they showed me, I decided to photograph a little bit different. Like when it came to the cars, when it came to like the details on what they were wearing, when it came to the music as well. So when all putting that together in a post and like the way I format it, I want to show like all that aspect with community, culture, identity, music, and like what we have around it.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's my life. Yeah, shit, I'm around that every day. That's life, bro. That's like you walk out, you hear the elote man, bro. You know where you at, man. You go outside, you go to low rider show. You know where you at. You know the type of people you about to meet. It's
Yeah.
just all
And
community and family.
and of
I
course we're like well we're over here in Japan, so we're a little bit sheltered from it, but you and our people, our communities back home, we're kind of living in this context where being so proud of your identity and being so Chicano, being so Hispanic is dangerous nowadays. Like, how do you feel, or like what do you think the impact of you just putting on for your culture and being visibly who you are in a time where it's dangerous to do that? Like, what do you think that impact brings to the community and brings to the people watching?
Well, this goes back to my latest show. It was actually a community event. I see a lot of fashion shows in the LA area talk about they're for the community, they're for this and that, but they be charging the vendors, they be charging the designers, they be charging the models. Um, goddamn, what the fuck happened? I'm not gonna name these certain events out. That's fucked up. But when I held together my brand, I was like, uh, I want to do a community event. I didn't charge any of the vendors. I didn't charge any of the designers. I didn't charge any of the models. And I gave them all a platform to not only show themselves to the community I built and like and what they see. I kind of wanted to just like really show everyone like this is our community, like this is what we can do, and it's like we can all get together, even though maybe we may have differences, and with everything that's going on, we can all still get together and put out a powerful message. Because a lot of designers I brought in, they held a lot of political pieces, and all the models I chose specifically do speak about our culture and what's happening. Like, for example, I'll shout some names like Crybaby Lulu, Nasty West, Diamond Girl, Dibs. They all always speak out about our people and like what's going on. So whenever I do these fashion shows and like I bring a certain amount of people to where I know that they are for the community and this is a community event and they are speaking the right message towards the audience.
Yeah, and I really love that community focus, especially in like a year where Willie Chavarria just won a really really big award. I think it was like designer of the year from like the number one fashion academy. I'm more tapped into the fashion world, so I've been seeing his influence even reach some of the Japanese designers and have the drip out here be a little bit more oversized and more zoot suit type of flow. You're definitely building a community or being part of the community at a time where it's picking up a lot of momentum. And now that you have so much like out behind you, and uh, there's a lot of eyes on the Mexican American community, do you have like a certain direction or like avenue that you want to take the events or the style in?
So my goal right now, honestly, is to start my own brand. So my next fashion show, I don't know when that will be exactly. It's gonna be in 2026. I don't know exactly what pinpoint month, but it's gonna be a Chicano owned brand, and I would try to bring not only my community, the Chicano community, with me, but other communities as well. So then I don't cater to only one community and just help out every single one. And with everything that's going on, like I still want to bring my community specifically along with me, not only to just like for a photo shoot here and there. I want like to bring actual partners into it, like make them ambassadors, make them like give more opportunity and jobs to people, and especially in this economy. So that's really my main focus is to just create an empire, not just create just a clothing brand, not just create like a simple like photo shoots. You know, like I really want to create something that can last a very long time and can keep giving and giving to our community, and not only just our community but different communities as well.
That's fire. That's fire.
Agent.
You're trying to leave a legacy.
Yes.
You're trying to leave a legacy. I like that a lot. I think you're doing a great job, and you're going along those lines. You know, with everything you got going on. Um, I think it's super dope to see, especially in a year's time. Imagine, 5 years, 6 years, down the line, what, if you're able to accomplish all this in 1 year, what that leads to. Um, Definitely gonna make an impact for the community, which is super dope to me. So that's kind of your dream going on. What else do you have going on right now that you would like to share with everybody?
Well, I got some big projects coming around too. So after this weekend, I'm trying to do another spec shoot for Pro Club. I'm trying to do a spec shoot for Dickies actually. Um, and just hopefully, I've already gotten noticed by Pro Club. They've commented, they've reposted my work on their stories. But I really want to like make them a campaign video and like a better photo shoot now with the rebrand so that they can put it on their page. Same with Dickies as well. I see a lot of people like showing love to other brands, but I haven't really been seeing Dickies on my feed. So I'm like, let's show them some love. And then after that, it's just anything I can think of, really anything creative. So I'm just gonna keep aiming for these big brands. I'm gonna keep aiming to like bring my brand to life this upcoming year. And if anything that falls in my lap with a brand deal or anyone that wants to reach out to me to work, let's do it.
Oh yeah, dude. What is your brand gonna be called? Do you know yet?
Man, it's gonna be my name, Suave.
Shit, this shit's
Yeah,
gonna be tight. This
Suave.
shit's gonna be
Suave
tight.
right here, Suave on the fucking what's it called? Waistman, bro. It's hard, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Trust.
excited. You gotta send us some over here in Japan so we can rep
Bro,
it for you.
I'll be there around this time next year. Yeah, I'll be in Tokyo.
Oh,
I will be
yeah.
in
Well,
Tokyo.
we got a link. We got a link.
Yeah.
What do you have going on in Tokyo? If do you want to share?
I'm gonna be. Oh, I should have shared that first. What the fuck? I'm hosting a show over there, so it's either gonna be a photo exhibition or a mix with a fashion show or just something to bring our community over there. So Chicano presence down in Tokyo because shout out to Chicano Elegance. What's it called? Elvira. She gave me the opportunity to not only do my first fashion show. She helped me along with that. Uh, she invited me to go over there and to just like bring what we've been doing over there in Tokyo. Just show Chicano culture, Chicano like art, creativity, creators, everything.
That's fire. That's fire. Going worldwide. You're not even staying in LA with it. You're going worldwide with it. I'm here for it.
And
So
for the people in the audience that don't know a little context on that, Japan has like a semi long history of having a really active lowrider and like Chicano inspired scene, especially in places like Nagoya, Osaka, Yokohama, like a lot of these car centric places. You do see a lot of lowriders out, a lot of people with the Dickies and the pro clubs, a little fitted on. So it's definitely a move out here.
yeah, have you ever been to Japan?
Bro, I've never been on a plane, bro. I'm scared.
That's crazy. And you have work here in Japan, right?
Yeah, I got
You're
featured on a magazine from Chicana Elegance and Originals magazine, and it got
yeah,
featured in Mexico and then Tokyo.
which is insane. Your work is in places that you've never been.
Yeah.
You've never been on a plane is crazy.
Bro, I watched the movie La Bamba, bro. The opening scene is a plane blowing up, bro. I was like, fuck no, bro, never. It's scary.
The plane ride is so long, bro. Cause I flew out of San Diego, so it took me like 24 hours to get here. It was long, but if you have a couple drinks, make some friends with the people in the back, you just sleep. You'll be all right. That's what I did. I was drunk the whole time. I was like, ah, fuck this. I'm getting drunk. I wake up, drink, and go back to sleep. So you'll get through it. It's definitely a culture shock. Definitely a culture shock
For real?
once you land. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
think you'll like it. You'll like it. Especially being a photographer, videographer. There's so much stuff you can do. But once you get over here, you gotta let us know so we can link. I definitely want to come to your event.
I got you,
I,
bro. 100%.
we'll be. He lives in Tokyo, so Ruben lives in Tokyo, and then I'm like 5 hour train away, but I can always come through.
That is perfect, bro. No, we we'll set everything up as soon as this podcast is over. Like, I will send you
Yeah,
all the details. It's
bet,
crazy.
bet. Let's see what else I got for you. You just done so much. You've done so much stuff. What's your dream shoot?
So I'll get. I can't rank them really, but I'll give you like a top three, top five. So originally, when I started my account, um, I had like 10 followers, but I was like looking at my Explorer page for like inspiration. The first model that came up was Brenda Latina, and I always save that. And somehow I got connected to her. Like she followed me and saw my work, or like saw me comment on her post. And then that dream shoot happened when we shot with Fubu, and they followed us from that shoot. So that was one for the books. ASAP Rocky, I still want to shoot with him in person, even though I did shoot for his brand and Puma. I still want to shoot him specifically in person. Um, there's this model from the Bay. She's called Shay Bones. Fire, bro. Like she got fire grills, bro. Her style's all streetwear. She got her own lowrider and everything. I really want to shoot with her. I've been trying to text her and DM her because she was here in Cali like a couple days ago. I'm like, bro, let me shoot. No luck. But one day I will shoot with her. One day I will. I want to work with this photographer, Quality Lens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really want to work with him. He has amazing film work. And then I do want to work with these girls from Mexico. They're twins. They just model for Pro Club Mexico, so I really want to work with them as well. But yeah, I think that's my top five of people I really want to work with right now. Yeah.
Fire. Damn. I'm sure you'll get to it. Especially the way you're going. I think you'll hit those within the next year for sure. Yeah,
I
you're
hope
down.
so. Shit.
You're down that path, bro. You're killing it. What is? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and like you seem really heavy in the fashion world, and you're just starting out, so you're still like finding your footing, finding your style. I know that the theme for our other guests have been switching from photo to a more video focused like style or video focused career path. Do you see yourself going from fashion to another like medium, another form of photography, another genre? Like, do you see yourself bringing in more like physical arts into your creative landscape?
um. So when it comes to all that, like I've shot sports. I've shot like other like regular stuff. Really like the average day to day person that I don't post, but on my page is really like editorial and high fashion. But like we're moving on, you know. I do want like that's why I'm making my own brand. I really want to do like my own fashion pieces and bring them out. I really want to do my own commercials. I really want to do how would I explain it, man? Because I talked about this with my friends Reese and Silva. They're my videographers. Like amazing people. They do amazing work. So whenever I need anything on the video side, like I always bring along in the project, or like I always like work on project with them that they creative direct. And when it comes to anything video wise, so I'll always just be working with them and like we create together. But
Mm.
personally, me recording, I really ever do that. I fucking hate editing.
That's how I was for the longest.
And the whole fucking timeline all filled in that. Fuck all that. So they'll always be doing my videos and like anything video wise, like that's them. That's their work. They're fired. Like we basically have the same like what's it called eyes when it comes to a video. Video wise, they always do that. It's just the only thing I see myself ever doing besides the fashion shows and all that, like bringing materialistic wise, is just the clothes. Like I really want to bring the clothes to life. They bring the video to life. I bring the pictures to life, and it's just a great team right there. So
So working with a team, how do you feel like you you should as a creative director, right?
hmm
Do you feel like you should be able to control everything, such as in like what's being worn, how lighting goes? Do you think how important do you think that is, when you're creating this kind of stuff?
when you do creative direct, and you have to let it be known that you want everything a certain way. So the people you're bringing in have to know that you want things a certain way, and just gotta listen to those instructions. But how I work with Reese and Silva, I'm be like, bro, just record this. I trust you. You got it. So it just depends on the project or thing to thing. Like my last Adidas, my latest video on my feed for the Adidas spec. I'm like, I did give some direction in that, but I'm like, bro, you got it. It just depends on the people you bring with, and if you really trust them, and if you got the same eyes, you're good with it. You just have to trust your people, and you have to have like you can't just have a business relationship with these people. Like if you really want to create something dope, you gotta be friends with them. You gotta like know their thinking, know them as a person, and then from then on, you just create like that.
Mm. I think that's very important. I think the aspect of having a team is super important. And I've kind of touched on that in the last two pods, but I think that's how you grow. That's how you get better is having people you can count on, with the same mindset. And I think
Yeah.
it's super dope to have because I don't think a lot of people have that, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
think, and then I think because I've done events and I know you do events. I think like hosting those events are so important because that allows people that maybe don't have it to come, and then that's where they build it. You know what I mean? If they don't have no one, they come to these events and they get to grow together. So I think what's being done is super important to the community, super dope to have, and yeah. What is what is something you would like to kind of leave audience with? What advice do you have for someone that's trying to get into the space, or maybe even doubting themselves in the space?
So I'll give it like it is, straightforward. Um, obviously everyone knows everything's not going to be fair. A lot of people are envious in the fact that certain people get this amount of opportunities. Like people, like if you really put your faith in God, and if you put your faith in yourself, you'll be good. Like work hard and just grind it out by yourself. And literally, like if you're not willing to like take criticism, if you're not willing to change, if you're not like, it just depends on your goal. If you're just trying to do this shit for fun, by all means do it for fun. But if you just trying to like, if you really want to make it out, and you really half-assing it, and you just complaining about, oh, it's the algorithm, oh, it's Instagram's like this, oh, I don't like, bro, shut the fuck up. Realistically, shut the. If you really want to make it, bro, you'll do it by any means. Like I want to make it, so I'm learning the algorithm. I'm learning the like how to like the models. I'm learning like everything I need to know, like I need to learn of. Like I will learn it to the highest degree, so it can all stack together. That's what I'm saying. Even though I don't got like such a huge following, I've done like such great work with all these people. It's like it's because the way I carry myself, I'm like fucking friendly to everyone. I hope so. Um, like I try to be as friendly as I can, as respectful, and just be myself, and like not only just like be all those things, but also just bring a certain amount of hard work to the table, and just dedication and tenacity to everything. So if you really want to make it in this field, you just have to work hard. And I've always just been dedicated to everything I put my mind on. So just work hard, find ways around all the bullshit, even if you don't got it like that. I started with the Rebel T7, bro. It was a fucking $500
Me
camera, bro.
too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I had to do some things to afford this new camera, but
Yeah,
yeah, I made it happen.
yeah.
Fucking, you just get it out the mud with it, bro. Like I was doing big ass shoes with the fucking T7. Like it don't matter what you have if you want to do it with your phone. People are using their phones to clone themselves and shit. That's what's really popular right now. So it's like you have a phone, you can record shit. Like you can get it out of anything. It's just how bad do you want it. Like if you really don't want it that bad, if you really don't want it out the mud, you really don't want that. It's just like if you don't want it, you ain't gonna ever get it, bro. You ain't gonna ever get it in your life.
Yeah.
That's all I'll leave you out.
I really want to highlight a couple of things you just said. So first being, about followers. Followers doesn't even matter. Followers doesn't even matter anymore. That's the craziest thing is like you do, I thought my whole mindset is why I pushed and grinded to get so many followers, because my mindset was, 10,000 followers, I'm gonna get paid. Instagram's gonna pay me. I haven't got a damn penny. I haven't got a damn penny. You know what I mean? And it's all about quality of work, how hard you work, and matching your style to what brands are looking for. Those are the biggest things that I've noticed, and that's why I'm starting to rework myself, because I got followers, okay, but the followers ain't doing shit. The followers ain't gonna do nothing for you. You have to work, and you have to kind of put yourself in the brand's shoes. What is this brand looking for when I reach out? What is this brand looking for when I try to work with them? Does my style fit them? And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I've been declined by several people. I tried Nikon and T Artisans. They were like, yeah, you're not what we're looking for. Sorry. Okay, on to the next. So it's all about, all those other things. It's not about followers. So don't get stuck in the rabbit hole of, I need followers. Because that's the mistake I did at first. And then 2 is the gear. You know how many times I've created some little photography groups in the area and things like that. And I've noticed is like these newer photographers are so stuck on gear. I need the best camera. I need the best lens. I need the best lights. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. Especially if you're not making money from this. You're just wasting money. You know what I mean? You need to practice. You need to learn lighting. You need to work hard and figure your style when it comes to editing and things like that. I think nowadays people are so caught up on, I need the best of everything. No, you don't. It's the photographer that makes the photos, not the camera. There's talented people that can do this shit with their phone that we're doing with I'm using the Canon R6 Mark II. There's people that can do it better than me with their phone. You know what I mean? So it's like that's such a big thing that people aren't realizing nowadays. They just want to be a consumer. And I think that's such a big lesson to learn for people. And yeah. Do you have any final words? Anything you want to share? Anything coming up? Shout yourself out, bro. What you shout
Shit,
everything
bro.
out.
Let me shout out OG family for helping me out on this journey. That was my childhood dream shoot. So when I got that and work with them, amazing. Shout out Nasty West for helping me get this platform. Shout out for Chicano Elegance as well for helping me get this platform. Shout out to Christian, Diego, me, Loco, fuck else am I first in? Nathan, uh Brian, Eduardo, bro. Everyone there's just so many names, bro. Shout out to all the models I've worked with, photographers, creators, anyone that's ever given me advice, bro. Shout out to all of them, because I would not be where I'm at right now without any of them. And like I said, bro, if you really want this, you can get it, bro. Because like I said, a year and doing all this shit, like being on a fucking podcast, what the fuck, bro? If you would have told me a year ago that, bro, you're gonna be on podcast, I'd be like, bro, stop bullshitting, bro. Yeah. So it's like, you can do anything, bro. If you really set your mind to it, do anything, move a certain way, and you're good, bro. And then last one, follow Suave Shots. You feel me? Follow Suave Shots.
Yeah. So, bro, thank you so much for being on, bro. It was a pleasure talking to you, getting to kind of pick your mind a little bit on how things work, and just all the accomplishments you've done. So thank you for taking time out of your day for this. Appreciate you a lot, man.
Of course, man. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you guys again for the opportunity.